Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Spot. Myself Anush Kumar, Java trainer, 5+ years of IT experience. This is the core Java session 8. Today's class agenda is we will talk about the Java method. Okay, so how we are creating a method, what are the method parameter, what are the return types in parameter, what is method overloading, okay, different types of variable scope in Java and Java recursion. Okay, so let's move to the first, what is method. So in previous classes, we have seen that there is a class, this is class name, there is a one object inside a class that like we have animal class. So animal class have an object like a cat, dog is an object. And if an object that is a cat and dog is performing certain action, okay, to perform that action is basically called as a method. Okay, so method are generally perform some action or task related to the object inside a class. So a method is a block of code that performs some specific tasks. Okay, specific task. Okay, and method improve the code reusability means like if dog is running in real world problem, dog is running here, dog is barking. Now in coding language, with the help of object orientation programming, we create a class with the name of animal, then we create an object with the name of dog, and we create a method with the name of run, means it is running. So every whenever we want to implement that class, then if we want to put a run method, then we will not get a run method every time, or we will not get a class method every time. Okay, just we implement class name dot method name. Just like in array, we want to find the length of an array. Then what we are doing basically uh, array dot length. That is the length method. Every time we are using the length method to find the length of the array. And that's why one time you define a method, and every time whenever the method is needed, just implement that method and use that method. This is the basic way why we are creating the method. Okay, because method improve the code reusability. Means once create a one method, and we can implement those method again and again. Okay, so basically a method is a block of code which only runs when it is called. Okay, and you can pass a parameter inside a method. Okay, like static void create. Okay, inside this we can pass a parameter. I will tell you how to pass a parameter. First, just listen and note down the definition. A method is a block of code which only run when it is called. Okay, you can pass the data known as a parameter inside the method. Okay, method are used to perform a certain action, and that are also known as a function. Okay, they are also known as a function. Okay, so in like Python directly method is known as a function only. Okay. So why use method means why we are using a method, why we are creating a method, because to reuse the code, define the code once and use it at as many number of time. Okay. Here. Basically, public static void means, oh, static means basically it belong to a main class. Void means basically it will not return any value. Okay. If a method is a void means it will not return any value. Let me this parameter. Let me first go to the our IDE, because with an IDE without the practical implementation, it is more easy to understand the things. Okay, sometimes some students may understand the definition, some students may not understand the definition. Okay, so in this way, we are going to say, tell you, like we have a public class A. Okay, now we will create a main method that is a public static void main and a string string array args and curly braces. Okay, then create object a1 equal to new a. Okay, this is a one object. Now we are creating a method outside the main method, that is a public. Okay, void test. Okay, void means it will do not return any value. Just you can print something. Just you can print something inside like hello. Void means you cannot return any values. Now, how we will call this method as we have, okay, where is mouse? Just we have seen in previous classes how to call a method. A reference variable dot method name. Okay, test and just save and run. So in this way, we are basically simply running a simple program. Okay. Now, let me tell you what is a return and return value. Okay. Void basically, if there is void, it will not return any value. Okay. Like here I have written void. If I will write return return, return will basically when the program will execute, line come here, come this line, and when it come to return, it will send control back to the calling statement. Okay, and it will not return any value. Return any value means return plus some value. Then it is a returning any value. So currently it is a, here it is a void, so it will not return any value. Okay, it is giving you an error. If I will remove the 10, then it is fine. So this is the main meaning of the void. If you have created a method with the void, this void, then you can only write a return statement. You cannot return a value. You cannot return any value. Value can be anything, that will be string, integer. Okay. So this is the meaning. Okay. So return statement. First, see what is return. It should be used only return statement. This return statement should be used only inside a void. Okay. If there is a void, then only use return statement. Okay. And it is optional. This return is optional. If we this return is basically returning control back to a calling statement. Okay. So if it is not necessary to write a return here, okay, it is optional. Okay, okay, this is optional. This 3 point you have to remember. Okay, if after return statement you will print something, SYSOUT enter and world, hello world, then it will basically it will not print the value. It will give you an error. Here you can see it is printing an error. So this is the basic use of the return statement. Now what? Return value. So return value should be used inside a not void method. Not void method means like if we have a string, 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 it is a string. Okay, then here you have to use return value. Value means like hello WORLD word. In this way, we are returning a value. When this is a not a void method, then you will have to use a return a value. Otherwise, if you will not use return any value, then it will basically giving you error. You can see here you are getting an error in this case. Okay, so this is the basic definition. It is mandatory to use inside a not void method it return control and value, that is a here it is a string, so it is a hello back to the calling statement. Hello back to a calling statement. Okay. So this is the basic what we say definition. Okay. Now let me show you few example related to the what method. Okay. Oh, one more thing I want to tell. Hmm. First, I will show you the example related to the method is. First, let me clear this all. Like first example, I want to tell you like we have to create a main method. Okay, this is a main method. Okay, and I have created one method of string, that is a public string test. parenthesis close, and return value R-E-D-U-R, return the value means some string value, that is string value is hello. It is a string value, okay. And here now we will create an, for calling any method we have to create an object a1 equal to new a. In this way we have created the object, okay. Now we create some variable, string variable stri, string variable x, and here we are putting a calling statement, that is a1 dot test, okay, a1 dot test string, yes, okay. And now, yes, y, yes, o, u, t, system dot out of print, call the x. Okay. This is the another way of calling the method. Okay. Okay. In this way, we have stored the calling statement inside a one variable of the type string. This is a type string because our method is of the type string. And then we are now calling this x variable with the help of the calling statement x. That's why it is returning hello. So we are getting the word hello in here, okay. Now in similar case, if I want to integer int value, okay, remove this one, okay. If what in case here it is not string, it is a integer value, that is int, okay. Then we have to give a integer value here, like int x equal to 10 is an integer value, and I will return here x. I will return here x, okay. And I will create one calling the same way, int x equal to a1 dot paste method I will call, and call this variable which is calling statement, thus it x, and just run your program. So in this is the another way, means another way of printing the calling the statement, okay. So two scenario we have seen. First scenario we have seen we are calling a1 dot test, and second scenario we are putting that calling in statement inside a another method. Now second one more I want to show you, like this is a method, okay. Table this method. This is a method, okay. Remove this, okay. Now create one method public int. This is a int, okay. Add means we are making a method which are adding the two variables. This is a parameter a, comma, this is a parameter b. The variable which are passing inside a method, that is called a parameters, okay. Here in definition we, as we can see, open parameter are basically input pass inside a method, okay. That is basically a parameter, okay. So that is int a, int b, this is a parameter. So here int a, int b is a basically a parameter, okay. And curly braces, eh, what happened, why it is either, oh public int add int a, comma, int b. Oh, return statement is mandatory. RETURN. Return A plus B. Okay, in this way, error is gone. So basically, it is really returning A plus B. Okay. Now we have to give the value of A plus B inside our main method. So let's see how we will pass the value for this method. This is basically first we will create a object a1 equal to new a constructor, okay. Now int result result equal to a1 dot test, uh, like int x equal to a1 dot name is add, Okay, it is so. If you hit enter, automatically it is asked for adding the two value. Okay, it is asking. So pass the value 10 plus 20. Okay, 10 plus 20. I am passing the value. Okay, 10 plus 20. And after passing the value, print the this print x. Okay, after this print x. Yes, y, yes, o, u, p. Print x. Just x. Okay, cursor plus save and run. So you are now getting the value that is 3. Return value is returning the state value to here, and it is what happened when you start the program this cycle, then it will come here, then it will come here, then after coming here it is calling, okay, calling a method, calling method to variable or pass, it will come here, return the value and the return for this, it will come here, it will return a plus b, addition will be done, and after this here come and print the value. Okay, and there you can also, what you can do, if you don't want this, just do this and just do this. It will also work in this way. But you have to print the statement. Yeah. Uh, oh, part of bank. So basically, just remove this one. No need of doing this. Okay. So in this way, we are basically doing the thing. Now, I want to show you a method overloading. What is method overloading? We will see. The same thing we will do when we create a more than one method inside a class, then it is basically called as a method overloading. Yeah, overloading. Okay. So what is the method overloading? Let me show you. Like uh, um, overloading of a method. First, go to our slide. Hmm. Method parameter, see method overloading. Method overloading means defining the multiple method in the same class with the same name. Okay, with passing different types of parameter. Okay, then it is a method overloading, like static void. So okay, in this way. So there are two methods with the same name. So method. Only passing parameter here int a is a parameter. Here is a string is a parameter. So both the method name are same. So but passing parameters are different, then this case is basically called a method overloading. Okay, when this static, you are saying when we have created a method with the name static, so we have seen a static variable. When we are creating a static variable, then no need to create an object of the class, it will only call directly by class name dot ex, your method name. Okay, so in that way we are calling the statement. So here in the same way, what we will do, like we have a creating static means no need of calling statement. Okay, static unit, like plus plus is a method, means we are adding the two things, like in x comma in v. These are the two parameter we have passed. Now what we will do, return we will return x plus b. Okay. Now again one method I will create, same static static static. Now in this case int, now I will pass double double. Okay. Double means it will take float, integer will only take 0. but double will take 0.0, that is floating point number. Okay, plus method name will be same, plus passing the two parameter doubl double x comma doubl double y, and return x plus y. So these are the two methods with the same name, plus only passing parameter are different. Here the passing parameter int, here passing parameter is double. Now I will create main method. Yeah, may I am shortcut. Okay. Now create one variable first, like int. Yeah, sorry. Okay. 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 I will write x int x equal to PLU plus like 1 comma 2. Okay, and SYSOUT south x cursor plus save and run. It is printing 3. Similarly, uh, the second case scenario. Ah, okay. For second case, second method I will also run like int y equal to, now I will pass floating point number plus 0.1 comma 0.4. Okay. And, oh, oh, right is a error. Oh, very simple mistake. Here it will be FL. Um, I have double. Three O U three double. That is the mistake. Now I will print SYSOUT, enter, and print Y. Now I will get the floating point number also. So this is the same method is performing two operations. It is also counting integer value. It is also counting a double value. So there is one concept in the oops. Okay. Okay. That is called polymorphism, means performing more than one operation. Okay, the same method is performing more than one operation. Polymorphism means basically when you one means perform more than one operation. Poly means many and morphism means many form. So here this is called a method overloading. Basically this just the thing which we have just created is basically called as a method overloading. This is when we create more than one method in the same class, then it is basically called a method over LOADING. This is a concept of polymorphism. Okay, in further classes we will understand what is polymorphism. In polymorphism, there is a overloading and overriding. So this is come under method overloading. So here method overloading, we create two or more method in the same class, only passing parameter different, method name are same. Then it is called a method overloading. Okay. So this is the basic thing. Okay. Now what? We have seen method overloading. Okay. And this is the example basic. Now, a variable is scope in Java. So, what are the variable scope? That is a local, instant, and static variable. Basically, we have covered this thing. Means local variable. The if a variable are created inside the main method, then it is a local variable. Okay, instance variable or static variable. Let me show you once again. Uh, like this is uh, if variable are created inside a main method equal to tell. Okay, this is a basically a local variable, local variable. Okay, then a static variable, if we will create a variable inside a class outside the main method with a static keyword, yes, stat, static int y equal to 10. Then it is a static variable. Non-static variable, when we create a variable without a static keyword, stri string z equal to Anuj. So this is a non-static variable, also called as a instance variable, and static variable is also called as a global variable. This global variable we can access inside class and outside method also. But okay, for accessing a non-static variable, that is instant variable, we have to create an object. But for static variable, we do not have to create that. This thing we have generally seen. Okay. Now coming to a recursion. What is the recursion? Is a basically a new topic in this session. So we will see what is a recursion. So recursion basically, recursion means calling and again. Recursion is a basically what happened. Recursion is a technique where a method called itself again and again to solve a small part of the problem, like factorial of a number. I want to print a factorial of 5. Okay. I will create a program in such a way it will call itself again and again until it will find a factorial of a number, that is a 5, 10, anything. Okay. Means recursion means it will calling itself again and again until it is getting the solutions, whatever. So, like, this is a main method. Okay. What I will do, I will remove this. Okay. Now I want to create one method. That is the method name is a public PUB a factorial. I want factorial. Factorial is int. Okay. Method name is factorial factorial. Okay. And pass the parameter int n. N is some parameter. Okay. Curly braces. If condition if the parameter is n equal to 0, and this is pipeline n equal to 1, then factorial of 0 and 1 is 1, so it will return 1. Okay. 1 if n equal to 0 or n equal to 1, n n equal to 0 or n equal to 1, it will basically check both the condition. Okay. In operator we have seen this is a or operator, return 1. Else, else what I will return a factorial. Factorial return factorial is, yeah, if I want to factorial of n, if in this, in place of n, I pass the number as a 5. So 5 into factorial into n minus 1, n minus 1. Here number is n, sorry. Here return n into factorial, factorial, factorial is the our this name of method. How much time I will run? I will run up to the nth number, n minus 1. Okay, I will run up to this. N minus 1 basically what it means. Like we have a number is 2. So how it will start from 0, 1. Okay. So if I will write n minus 1, that is a n minus 1. So what it basically means, that is a 2 minus 1. Okay. That is equal to 1. Okay. So here 0 and 1. So this is the what is the last number will be, basically last number will be 1. So n minus 1 basically shows the last number. Okay. So n into factorial of n minus 1 means last number. Last number will be of nth number. This is the basically the logic. Okay. Now we have done this thing. Now basically what we will do, we will simply create an object and run this our logic. Remove this, uh, remove this. A A1 equal to, okay. and result equal to object is a1 dot our method name is a factorial. Okay, and I want a factor of 5. So in n, this n value 5 will be given of this n minus 1 means 5 minus 1, which is 5 minus 1 is basically a 4, which is the last highest value. And what it will count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is a basically indexing. In this way, indexing work in our programming. Okay, and 4 value 4 is n minus 1. N minus 1 is the last number, that is 4. Okay, this is the basically written here in this form. Means 5 into factorial of up to last number. Now just enter and print SYSOUT uh, FACTORI factorial of 5 is give some space. Then here plus and print result res because result is storing the value of the method, and method is basically performing this mathematical operation 5 into factorial of up to n minus 1. Okay, cursor plus save and run. So we are getting the factorial of the total factorial of the number, that is 120. Okay, factorial of 5. So this is basically recursion. Recursion is basically running up to it is getting the running and again when it is getting the factorial of 5. First it will run 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 5. Okay, so it will multiply up to 5. Now one recursion problem I have shown you, and one recursion problem I can also show you, like remove this. N equal to 1, then it will return 1. Basically, recursive method to calculate the sum of 1 to n. I want to calculate the sum of, means if some interview asks you to calculate the sum of the number from 1 to 5. Okay, 1 to 5. Okay. Sum of number from 1 to 5, then how you will basically write the code. Okay, if the sum of 1 is basically 1 only. Okay, the sum of 1 is basically 1 only. The sum of 5 is, oh, whatever. The sum of 1 is basically 1 only. Wi-Fi connect. Okay. The sum of 1 will be 1. The sum of 0 and 1 equal to 2. And 1 and 2 equal to 3. 3 and 4 equal to. In this way, basically, we have to count up to the 5. So this is 1 will be written only 1. Here, what I will simply do. Simply what I will do. Sum of n number. N plus n plus FACTORIAL factorial of n minus 1 factorial of n minus 1. Okay, and the same thing, and this is will be a sum of the number, sum. Okay, here it is a plus operator, it will plus. Earlier it is multiply operation, it is multiplying the thing. Now I will, what I will do, cursor plus F11, we are getting the total 15. Okay, this is the two case which is generally you can ask is the interview. Okay, so you can solve in this way. This is all for this session. Meet you in the next session. Thank you.